Recording. So this is the Professional Machine Learning Engineer Certification Study Group, and everyone is welcome. We're all going to be learning together. Let me open up the window. All right. So now, first things first, we're going to start by explaining concepts, and then along the way, we shall talk about the exam itself. This is the Professional Machine Learning Engineer itself. This is what we are. This is certification itself, the Professional Machine Learning Engineer certification. So you can see here on the Google Cloud Learn Certification Machine Learning Engineer, there are links to train for the exam. That is exactly what we are doing now. Preview example questions. That's what we'll also be doing. View exam guides, partner training for the exam, join the learning community. So pretty much that's why you're here. You're joining a learning community, and we're going to be preparing for the exam. We're going to be reviewing some sample questions too along the way. But who is a professional machine learning engineer? Someone who builds, evaluates. You're going to be building, evaluating. Production, as in just production level stuffs, So there's some people build and you don't go into production. All right. So, and optimizing AI solutions. All right. Now, be handling large data sets. You'll be creating reusable code. All right. You'll be looking into generative AI foundation models like BERT, and the rest of them. Of course, you'll be looking at responsible AI. You'll be building pipelines. You have some understanding of some data engineering concepts. All right. And so basically the end-to-end of machine learning. And then, of course, you'll be training, retraining, deploying, scheduling, monitoring these models. And yeah, so this exam, they say this exam does not directly assess your coding skill. It's not really about the coding skill, like Python or something. No, it's not about coding skills. It's about proficiency in all this. All right. So you'll be showcasing your ability to build prototypes, scale prototypes into machine learning models, automate and orchestrate machine learning pipelines, monitor AI solutions, serve models and scale models. So you're going to be coming to this page after the learning, when you're ready to write the exam, you come here and register. All right. Yes. So, but for now, I just want to show so that we know we're seeing the endpoints. Why we're here is to take this certification exam. Now we're preparing for the registration fee is $200, but don't worry about the money right now. Okay, get ready. When you're ready, let me know. I don't have any magic, but when you're ready, let me know. When you're ready to take the exam, let me know, because there could be avenues in which you can write one certification exam and avoid paying this. Okay, by that time I may have to tell you what you have to do so that you avoid paying this. If the opportunity is available, it's still available at that point. But for now, let's focus on learning, getting the knowledge to get the certification. All right. So this is it. And what else do I need to show you? You've seen the website already with all RSVP'd. And so let's get started. Right. So good. Preparing your professional ML engineer journey. So this is lesson 1. We are starting with the fundamentals, basics of everything, right? So, yeah, so we're looking at the fundamentals. After that, we'll review some sample questions, and then I'll give you some homework to do. You'll do some homework, yeah, sure. And then you ask some questions, all right? Good. So let's dive into our learning adventure to understand how computer learn things. That is machine learning. How do computer learn? That is machine learning. All right. So basically, where is my slide. All right. So now you have this. So when you hear machine learning, what comes to your mind? Yeah, someone should say something. Yeah. What do you understand by machine learning?
Teaching machines how to work using tests.
Teaching machines how to
Think. How to think.
think.
Yeah.
Good.
Using
Yes.
data.
Yes. And then what is artificial intelligence generally? Anyone can answer. Any volunteer? Anyone who wants to contribute? Okay, so let me start. So you have this big umbrella AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a broad field. Basically, it's all about artificial intelligence are like those things that ordinarily will only be ascribed to humans to do. You know those things that those behaviors, those activities that ordinarily will ascribe humans to do that are now being done by machine. That's what we say is artificial intelligence. Now, what are those things ordinary would have ascribed to humans alone? The ability to see. Before it was only humans had the ability to see humans or animals. All right. Now machines can see. That's why that's the branch of computer vision. All right. Now machines can drive. You have self-driving cars. So this is a behavior we say is artificial intelligence. All right. Then now teaching this machine to learn, to understand this thing is what is now machine learning. So you can see there's a broader aspect. There's robotics, there's computer vision, there's natural language processing. There are different fields in AI, right? But deep inside it, behind the scene of all of them, machine are being taught what? To learn. Behind the scene. Now, how do we teach machine to learn? Machine are being taught to learn through what? Data. We are as humans learn through what? Experience. As a kid, you want to cross the road. For you, how did you know that the candle is hot? That the fire in the candle is hot? You experience it to touch the burning flame. All right. When you touch the burning flame, it hurts you, and then you now knew that this was hot. So as machines, we give what? Give it data, it learns through what? Data, tons and tons of data. Now, a subset of machine learning is what we call supervised. We have the supervised learning, the supervised and unsupervised learning. All right, all these are machine learning, deep learning, supervised. A type of machine learning is called deep learning, right? But under machine learning, you have these two broad categories, supervised and unsupervised, right? Supervised and unsupervised learning. Now, the supervised and unsupervised learning can also be so deep inside machine learning. A type of machine learning which can be supervised and unsupervised is what deep learning. All right. Now, what is supervised learning? Who knows? Here, has anyone um who has played some who have done read this up before? You can just go ahead and tell me what you think. What do you think is supervised learning? What have you learned? Yeah, go on.
With supervised learning, the model usually has the correct answers. So you can always cross-check and validate whether or not you got it correct.
Very good. Then unsupervised,
With unsupervised, there's no correct answer for you to be able to validate the model against. You just have to see if the model has been able to find relationships between features.
Very good. So good, awesome. So look at what's going on here right now. So very simple. We've seen the relationship between AI and machine learning. And so AI is the bigger umbrella, machine learning is subset of AI, deep learning is subset of machine learning, right? Yeah, so now you have the supervised learning that uses label data examples, right? Where the correct answer is already known. So just like when you're in classroom, your teacher is teaching you maths, and it solves a formula, it shows you the answer, it shows you the answer. All right, that's supervised learning. And the exam, you're expected to just solve another maths and then produce the answer because you've been taught before, and now it's now left for you to do what? To solve the maths and then produce the answer. That's supervised learning. Or I'm showing you examples of apples and then showing you this is an apple, this is an apple, this is an apple. And then at the end of the day, you're able to recognize this is an apple from oranges. Okay. So you have examples, there is correct answers. Unsupervised, there's no the machine learns without supervision. The machine uses unlabeled data. No answers are provided. The model does what? Find patterns. So it's just like when I give you a box of puzzle pieces, and then your job is to do what? Figure out the pattern. All right. There's no guidance to show you, okay, this is step 1, step 2, step 3. No. You just figure out the patterns. Unsupervised learning. So that's what the machine learning does too in that regard. It's giving set of data and then it figures out the pattern. All right. So so in this case, machine learning could be identifying the difference between cat and dog. That's supervised learning. And then let's assume that it's giving the machine is giving that same data of cats and dog, but looking at the patterns is able to group the dogs, the different dog breeds of dogs, put it in different categories with no labels. It knows that this category looks similar, it groups them. This one looks similar, it groups them based on their features. All right. So good. So now let's move to the next slide. So yes. So now let's go deep into supervised learning. We've seen this label data, task-driven, identifies a goal. So for example, classifying cats and dogs based on labeled pictures. And then in this case, you have all the data sets, is able to group them, put them into categories. Please, at any point you have a question, please just interrupt, please. Or raise your hand on the chat. Good. Now, example of for a classification task. Classification task does what? It predicts. Now, under supervised learning, we have supervised learning can be a classification task or a regression task. So there are two main tasks in what? In supervised learning. We have what? The classification task and its regression task. So a machine learning problem could be a classification problem or a regression problem under the supervised learning. So first of all, which approach are you following? Is this supervised learning? Yes. Under supervision, is there a regression problem or classification problem? Now, what do we mean by classification problem? So it could be predicting categories, cat or dog. If it's a regression problem, we're thinking of predicting numbers. Maybe you want to predict future sales or want to predict how old somebody is based on the features. Maybe you're building this model that when you look at the camera, it tells you how old you are. You know, I can give you an assignment to write that application. You just try to train a model that given the face you put on the camera, it will tell you your age. Right? That will be a what? Regression problem. Or for every picture you snap, for every house you snap with your phone, let it tell you the house price. You can build that machine learning application right now. I don't think it's even existing. Check. You can take your phone, snap any building. It takes takes your current location and then takes the features of the house and then tells you the house price. But for us to build that kind of application, what do you think we need? I want us to brainstorm. For us to build a house, create a model that will be predicting house prices. What do you think we need to do that?
You need to
Yes.
gather data on different prices of houses and like the kind of projects in each area to be able to make an assumption on what the house price would be.
Very good, very good. So we need tons and tons of data about house prices. So if we don't have that, we'll not be able to build such model. Even if we do, we will not building it on the ground truth, right? Because we can go out to the internet, get data, but build something based on that data. But if we want something that's real, grounded on facts, right? We need data about house prices, previous house prices in different locations, right? And then use it to train the model. All right, so that will be a regression problem. We'll be predicting a numeric variable, forecasting sales of a product based on its past sales. And then a good example will be what? Linear regression. Yeah. Then linear regression will be used to do classification, to do the regression problem. For classification tags, we are predicting, is this a dog? Is it a cat? Is this news? Is this text news? Is this sentence about news? Is it about politics? Is it about religion? Is it about health? So determining whether a picture shows cat or dog is a classification word problem. And the algorithm used behind this can be logistic word regression, right? An example would be logistic word regression. Very good for classification. Linear regression can be used for doing, example of a model to do that is linear word regression. Right? Any question at this point? Before we move to the unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning, you know, it has unlabeled data, data-driven, identifies pattern, right? So any question at this point? Proceed. So unsupervised, you say we've seen supervised learning, right? Now I'm going to unsupervised. Remember, unsupervised learning, it makes use of unlabeled data. Now, how does it know how to categorize, group these, put data into different groups? How does it know? How is it able to do that? How is it able to identify pattern? Now, how? Look at how it does that. It can do this in either of these ways, either through clustering, association rule mining, or what we call dimensionality reduction. All right? So now what is clustering? When it's clustering means you're giving a data set, it groups the data sets, it's grouping similar items. That is clustering. So using customer demographic to determine customer segmentation. So let's say you're giving a data set, sales data, it knows that this customer lives in social region. It can group them together to do customer segmentation, or it can group a customer based on those that are higher buyers or lower buyers, right? And then group your customers that way. All right, that is clustering. And an example of the algorithm is k-means clustering. Yeah. Then you have the association rule mining. In this case, it tries to identify relationships. It tries to find relationships between items. All right. So there could be a correlation between two products to place them closer to a grocery store. In fact, this has been used by some popular stores. They've done data analysis to know which product to place beside others. I think there was a study that noticed that that people that buy beer buy napkins. Have anybody heard of that study? Hello? I don't want to be talking to myself alone. I want to make sure that people
No, I
are.
haven't heard of that. Never heard of that before.
Yeah, so there was a
Sounds
study
bit
that
awkward.
there are people that men that buy nappies, buy beer, they come to the shop, they notice that they were also buying napkins, baby napkins.
Yeah, baby napkins.
So
Dampers, I mean.
yes,
Diapers.
yeah, diapers, good. They are buying that. Why? So what's the association? What's the correlation between beer and diapers for babies? But I mean, someone discovered on the data site. Can you figure out any relationship? Who can say something? Do you know why it happened? What do you think, Constant?
Married men drink more.
And they tried to drink away their sorrow.
Stress.
Or fathers, you mean fathers drink more. Okay.
Stress.
Yeah, you could see. So these are hidden patterns that you, looking at it with your eyes, you won't see, right? Until you start looking at the data. And you now find out that people that buy beer, we are also buying diapers for babies. So they now started placing baby stuffs beside beer. And it looks very odd, right? But that's what the data is telling them to do, to improve sales. All right. So this is how deep machine learning can go to identify patterns that ordinarily you would not see. All right. So yeah, that is association rule mining. Yeah, it finds correlation between two products. Yeah. The association rule learning. Yeah, that's it. Good. That's an algorithm for that. And then there's another way too. These machines can do what? Categorize group similar items. You can do this through what we call dimensionality reduction. Now, what is dimensionality reduction? It's simplifying data by reducing features. So in this case, let me let me break it down. So dimensional reduction is like your room is too messy. You know that your room is very crowded, but for you to find something. Have you tried to looking for something? Maybe you're looking for a car key, and then the next thing, what you start doing, you start arranging your room. You're arranging your room so that you can find your car key. That's dimensionality reduction. You're cleaning your messy room so that you can find things more easily. All right. So in some cases, the features might be so broad, so much that it's difficult for you to even identify which is which. But when you now streamline those features, when we now reduce those dimensions, those number of dimensions, combining characteristics to create a simplified rule. All right. So maybe the insurance company want to know those that who are we supposed to give a loan? All right. So they have to create a rule. They want to create a rule. If this person is making so amount of money and he lives in so place, and they want to have a streamlined rule so that they're able to know who to give a quote. So they want to identify those features that are very important, essential. Maybe the color of the car he drives does not matter, or the days he comes to the bank doesn't matter. You might have the data for this, but you might have to remove it along the line. Okay, so there is an algorithm called principal component analysis. What it does is to do what? To reduce the number of dimensions. All right, simplify data by reducing this feature. All right, so we've seen the different breakdown, the techniques of unsupervised learning, clustering, association, rule learning, and the dimensionality reduction. Any question at this point? Question? No question.
No, sir.
Right, so we proceed, right? So next, now let's look at neural networks. Neural networks. Now, remember in this diagram, we had the neural network for
under machine learning.
Yeah, they're also machine learning. They could also be under deep learning, you know. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
They could also fall under deep learning, but they're all machine learning, but they could also be fall under deep learning. Right? So now let's look at the neural networks. You have, yes. Which one are you familiar with? Which one have you come across with? I know there are some that are very popular right now that some of us don't even know that they are under neural networks. LLM. LLM. Everybody's very familiar with LLM, large language models. Yes. If you can explain anyone, please go ahead and explain. Let us learn from you. Yes.
Okay, so the deep neural network is basically just a neural network with multiple layers. Then the recurrent and convolutional usually they look back into their memory so that they can have better performances.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, what else? What again?
That's all I can say for now.
Yeah, can someone else say more?
There is like a reinforcement learning that allows the algorithm to keep iterating and improving its choices as it goes along the action path. And I think there is a general adversarial network that's GAN. So that's the one with actor and critic. Then there is LSTM. I think LSTM is a subset of RNN. Then there are the hybrid ones they keep mixing. They can have like RNN, CNN, and they keep combining them in like parallel series. Those are all those ones. I think everything is just a mix of different ideas, basically.
Right, great. I mean, so these are like different kinds of brain-like computers, you know. Yeah, so some are good at pictures, like the convolutional neural network. If you've done anything with pictures, you would have to come across the convolutional neural network, you know. Then some are very good with remembering things in order. That is the recurrent neural network. And then when it comes to words, you know, that's the large language models, you know. Yeah. So I think in the whole, all of this, you have the backbone as the artificial neural network is still there. Deep neural networks still have a number of layers, like you said, more and more layers, right? So we shall see that in the next slide. So this artificial neural network, you could see you have the input layer, the hidden layer, and the output layer. All right. So yes. So you have this is a visual diagram of artificial neural network, input layer, output layer, and then so it's just basically how the computer brain learns, right? You give it input, you give it stuff, and then it thinks in the middle of it. That's a hidden layer. It combines the inputs. There's some lines that shows how important these inputs are, which we are going to see later as weights, and then it combines this, multiplies it, and then it knows how important each input is to be able to do a prediction. And that will be what you get in the output layer. Yeah, so yeah, for instance, now you have the input layer, you have weights, then it's thinking in the middle. It's yeah, it thinks in the middle. The weight tells you how important this input is, and then it gives you the output. Right? So the model multiplies the input by the weights before what? Combining them. So imagine each of these arrows has a strength. That's the weights, right? So the computer uses these strengths, these weights, to decide what matters more when making a guess, right? It combines these weights to know what matters more, and then to be able to make a good guess. All right? Any contribution at this point?
No, sir.
Does anyone want to say something? Add to what I've said already? All right. So now you can see here now. So this is how each neuron calculates its value before applying an activation function. All right. So the whole of this, there's always a mathematical function. There is the mathematical foundation of neural networks. There's the maths behind that just use that formula to apply that formula to, calculate a value before applying activation function. So just like adding up points, each input has a point based on the weight. So the bigger the weight, the more the points. All right, then the computer adds all this together and then decides what to say. So even in the large language models, when you're doing next sentence prediction, it's all behind the scene, all this calculation is done. So it's multiplying its inputs, X and Y, multiply its input by the weight, summation of all the inputs and all the weights. These are the basic at the core of it. All right. Does anyone have anything to add here? In this case, you just have one hidden layer, right? Two inputs. You have two inputs here. There are two features here, and two weights. You have the activation function, and then you have the output layer. All right. So, yeah. So this is the function. Yeah, so usually there are different activation functions, which we are still going to see. There are different activation functions which are involved. All right. So now, before we continue, let me introduce us to now. Behind the scene, right? I've explaining all this to you. I want us to, what we need to go and do right now is we're going to go and we're going to go and take the course itself. There is a book here, but I'm not expecting you to buy it, right? But there's a special book on official study guide. That's if you want to buy it, you can. But what I advise you to do is go to where do we go to? Go to Google Skills. Google Skills, yeah, or Cloud Skill Boost, but it's now called Google Skills. Please, everyone, go to Cloud Skill Boost, and you should go to parts. You want to learn the machine learning. You want to start this part here, the machine learning engineer part. So go to parts and look for this machine learning engineer. So you can go to AI and ML and then look for the, just type machine learning here. I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, this is a professional machine learning engineer study guide. Exactly, this is exactly what we are doing. Oh, this is exactly what we are doing actually. Okay, so you could start this, but behind the scene, start the machine learning track. I don't know why I'm trying to find. Why is it difficult to find now? Explore more parts. Let me see. Cloud engineer. Okay, data engineer. So you're looking for the machine learning engineer parts, please. So you want to start this course and okay. So yeah, so you want to start this course. You want to start this if you want to just start this. And for you to do this, please go click on this. Let me know the challenges you're facing now.
Let's look at what the
Let me know the challenges you're facing when you dive in to start this course. Now, but for you to do labs here, you might need to have credits. Okay. Now, the hack to getting credits is, please, you're going to be creating, join the, sorry guys, join the Google Cloud Innovators. Let me show you, please. Let me show you how to, guys. Let me show you how to get, credits. These are towards the end of the slides. I'm still gonna. So, sorry guys. Now I want everybody to go here right now. Join the Google Cloud Innovators. If you become a Google Cloud Innovator, they'll be giving you 35 credits every month at no cost, so that you'll be able to do the labs and keep learning. So join now. That's the first thing you need to do. How do you know you're a member? Let me show you. I'll go to. Sorry. Let me open Google again. So you will have a Google developer profile. Google developer profile. First of all, you need to have a Google developer profile and then join. See Google developer program. And now this is the number. There are several badges you have when you join, but look at the badges you're looking out for. And let me look for my own here. Where is it? Look at it. Is this the badge? Google Innovators, something like this. That's the badge you'll be looking at. Okay, no, look at it. Google Cloud Innovator. This is it. This is the badge. So just go to Google. This is Google right now. Type Google Cloud Innovator. Innovators, right? That's all. Click and then I'm already a member, right? If you're not a member, it will ask, it will tell you to do what? Be a member. So let's do that right now. That should be, I want everyone to do that right now. I want everyone to become members, get a badge so that you start getting your credits, so that you can start learning, following up with the course right now. We shall all do that together. So let me see if you've done that already. Let me see your hand. Somebody's asking the duration of this session today. When did we start? We started by, yeah, max we're going to be staying is 1 hour, 30 minutes, but we'll try to keep it at 1 hour, okay? Yeah, but maximum, if everyone is okay and we're pushing, we could push it to 1 hour, 30 minutes, but we'll try and keep the session very short. And so we just try and wrap up in 1 hour, okay? So in the next 5 minutes or so, we should wrap up.
So how do we join again? Can you go right again?
Go to Google, type, yes, so go to Google. Let me go to Google again, www.google.com, type Google Cloud Innovators. Innovators program. You can type program or innovators, anyone. So when you're done, when you click on it, you see Google Cloud Innovators, click on it. I've already joined. If not, you should join, right? I've been a member since 2022 or so. Yeah, so how many have joined right now? If you join right now, let me see. Just let us know you've joined on the chat. Should I click redeem credit? Yeah, redeem credits, please. Of course, redeem the credit. That's why you're joining. Good, I've joined. I want to see people say I've joined. I want to see most people join, say they've joined. How many people do we have on this call? We have 22 in this call. Good. Right, and any question at this point? So now, when you join, it's not just joining. Now, after you've joined and you're now a member, okay, yeah, someone wants to say something. Please go ahead. Yes, who has the question? Go ahead and ask, please. Yes. Go ahead and ask a question. I hear John. Ask a question. Oh, it says a mistake. All right, please. So we have a YouTube channel, GDG Cloud Port Harcourt have a YouTube channel. Okay, before I go there, let's finish this first. So become an innovator. Once you remember, the next thing you need to do is you can now start your cloud skill boost. So you go to Google World Skills. The next thing you do is you go to Google Skills, and then start the machine learning engineer part. Start from the beginning. So you're seeing this here because I've clicked on it before, but in your own case, go to parts, click on parts. And then from parts, you just search for, of all the parts are here, you can explore more parts. You could see when I was searching for it, it didn't just, when I typed machine learning, it didn't come out alone. A lot of machine learning stuff came out. So you want to see all the parts in, available for learning, data engineer, track. I was doing that before, but I stopped. So then machine learning engineer. All right. Although we did not go into start asking people why they chose this track, why you chose, we're not going to that aspect, but we understand that some people might have to explore a lot of options before they finally come to understand where they want to finally pick up things. By the end of the day, everything is machine learning, everything is understanding data, everything is AI right now. So you need to understand this. So now you start this part. That's all you need to do. Start this part. It has 20 activities. And then, so let me say now, let me assume that I'm continuing this. I just started. And
Before we start, let's look at what the ML practice.
so it has courses. You just start from the beginning and explain to you. And then when you finish, you go to next, right? Mark as completed, next. In some cases, you start doing labs, right? In the labs, it will prompt you to go to the use credits, right? Yeah. So when you're doing the labs, to move to the cloud skills and then to utilize some of the credits. Sometimes you can use 2 credits, 1 credit, 5 credits for some serious labs, But every month you keep getting 35 credits every month. So you keep progressing. All right. Yeah. So any question at this point? Any question at this point? How long is this session and how can we get the recordings? Yeah, so we have a YouTube channel. Let me open the YouTube channel. So I'll paste the link to the YouTube channel because that's where I'll be putting this recording later on. So you have a YouTube channel called GDG Cloud Port Harcourt, and you see these are previous event there first we had, and so you can see other distilling knowledge from Gemini to Gamma. There are different machine learning and AI lectures built with AI, and then there first. So there are other materials here. Deploying your first Docker application with Cloud Run. So these are stuff we've done over the years, and yeah. So you can have a look at it. So you'll see this video here. So let me just put the link on the chat. You can subscribe so that when it drops, you'll be aware. Let me put it on the chat right now. Please join. Make sure, should I click upgrade to start learning? Please, did anyone click upgrade to start learning? You don't need to upgrade though, just be a member. Please, did anyone get across the upgrade question, please? The cloud innovator, do I have a claim? Please claim credit, please. You need to claim the credits, claim the credits, and then when you claim the credits, now let me open Google Cloud Skill Boost to make sure that I have credit. So for now, watch. If I go to this Cloud Skills, right, and it come to your name, When you come to your name, let me minimize this. You're going to say, are you saying, these are different subscription I have. I'm using developer premium. Your own case, you might see something different. What do you see in your own, please? There's starter. Is it starter you're saying? What do you see in your own account? Then you're going to see, let me click on starter. Yes, starter is what you have to see. You're going to be seeing the 35. So every month, they give me what? 35 credits every month. See? Some of them I don't even use it sometimes, and it expires. You can even share this credit with people even if you're not using it too. But you have to use it. So I'm in the developer premium and also get 35, yes, credit as okay, yeah. Okay, see what I got as someone in the developer premium, $299, right? And as a member of Pro, don't worry, you will getting credits, but just be a starter, join the developer Google Cloud Innovators. So with this, you'll be able to run the labs, do your training, So the next thing is, what else? What else? What else? Is there any question at this point? We're going to stop at this point so that we don't make it too long. And please, any question?
Question about good evening. I was asking a question about like the particular machine learning, because right here I'm seeing different machine learning course. I don't know the particular one that you are using or rather we are using. So you know what I said.
So I know what you said. Good. Now, let me share it here now so that machine learning engineer is a part, right? Inside the parts, there are different courses. All right. You can see inside these parts. So you can see this is the start. In fact, this is where we are at today. This lesson we are preparing to do what? To study, right? This is the very first thing we need to watch. So when you go home, do these 2 hours, do this lab, you do this one. Just when you follow the parts, if you do continue and you continue next, it will be following all this. If you start with this course, move to the lab, move to this one, introduction to AI, and all right. But make sure you are on this part, everyone. Let me copy this. Let me send the parts. Please confirm that this link takes you to the part. I'll paste it on the chat. I want everyone to confirm that it opens the machine learning engineer part for them. Click on it and see whether it opens the machine learning engineer part for you. Does it? I want feedback, please.
Yes, it does. For me.
Good. So
It
now we are
does.
not confused. We are not confused right now again, right? On the exact course we want to take, right? So we are not confused, right? So please, can someone the next thing now is to share the WhatsApp group so that we could join. Can someone share in the WhatsApp group? Someone in the group already help me do that. Our let me ask. I know someone is there. Who's doing that for us? Wobo Bright. Bright, are you here? Hello? Let me add.
I can hear you.
Can you share the WhatsApp?
Okay, let me do that. I'm coming.
Okay, I think I can do that from another device. Let me do that, Chef. So this is our WhatsApp group. Please join, then start. I want when you start, please share your progress. Okay, if you finish any lab, just post it on the WhatsApp group. We'll congratulate you. I want everyone to be motivated. Okay, you keep learning. Just share your progress. We want to hold ourselves accountable. If you finish any lab, just post it on the chat, post the screenshot, the badge. If you get any badge, you post it. We'll tell you well done. You encourage others too, and we keep learning, okay? And we'll see how far we can go. All right. Although this study lab is meant to be for 6 sessions. So when we are done with the 6 lectures and we are not done, we agree to continue, right? We agree on whether we want to have more 6 lectures again or whether we want to stop it there, but we have to agree on whether we have to continue. But I know we might not be able to cover everything in the 6 sessions. All right. So for now, let's stop here. Please join the WhatsApp group, and I want everyone to start learning from today. Everyone, we are all starting together. Okay. Then when you finish any lab, post it on the WhatsApp group. We'll congratulate you, we'll cheer you up. When we see your post, you're encouraging us, you're encouraging the next person. We're all motivated. If you get stuck along the line, ask your question. Please, there are no stupid questions, okay? We're all going to learn this together, and we're all going to keep learning and improving ourselves. So finally, does anyone have any last final question, any other thing before we close out for today?
So the group is saying request to join.
Oh, okay, I'll approve request, don't worry. Is there any chance that this leads to certification? That's why we are doing it, please. Oh, no. So when you're done, I started with the this is a certification track actually. So there's a place to get certification, register. That's what the very first thing I'd said. Yes, that's the very first thing I introduced us to. Well, first of all, get this first, and then this leads to certification before you register for the certification exam. All right. We're actually preparing together for the certification exam. All right. It costs $200 to write, but don't say you don't have the money. There are ways to write the certification. All right. I'm a Google organizer, and if everyone here can, if I can prove that everyone here, I can have 20 people with badges. I mean, I could also request for certification voucher, for us. Okay. So let's learn first. Okay. You never can tell. Yeah, I know just some of these programs, like these innovators, can also allow you to write certification. Some of these programs I will introduce you to later on can also allow you to write one certification exam. So there are venues like that allows you to just write one certification exam for free. So let's be ready so that we can take advantage of such. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone, and with that, we call it a day. Let me hear your feedback on how the session was. If you find it interesting, give us thumbs up. Let's see your reactions. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. So I'll just stop the recording at this point.